Hey everyone! Welcome back to Ultimate Top Lists. Today, we're diving into the epic rivalry between Marvel and DC at the box office.
2, 3.
Superhero movies from these two giants have been released in the same month 7 times before, and July 2025 will mark the 8th. Let's break down their past clashes and see who came out on top. Number 8. X-Men First Class and Green Lantern. Released on June 3rd and June 17th, 2011, respectively, X-Men First Class and Green Lantern were both set outside the mainstream superhero franchises of the MCU and the then-yet-to-begin DCEU. First Class was the 5th movie in 20th Century Fox's X-Men franchise and was the first prequel movie in what would become the franchise's revised timelines. First Class's connection to the wider X-Men franchise, more star-filled cast, and better overall quality surely contributed to the movie's higher success when compared to Green Lantern. On a budget of between 140 and 160 million, X-Men First Class earned 353 million at the global box office, while Green Lantern only brought in $237.2 million on a budget of $200 million. Warner Bros. Originally planned for the Ryan Reynolds-led Green Lantern to kick off DC's live-action superhero franchise, but these plans were scrapped after the movie underperformed. It has since been regarded as one of the worst superhero movies ever, while X-Men First Class is considered to be one of Fox's best. Number 7, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Amazing Spider-Man, a year after. X-Men First Class beat Green Lantern. It was DC who took the top spot when 2012's The Dark Knight Rises, and Sony's The Amazing Spider-Man went head-to-head. The Dark Knight Rises, released on July 20th, marked the end of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. As Christian Bale's Batman went up against Tom Hardy's Bane, The Dark Knight Rises racked up a whopping $115 billion at the box office, becoming the highest-grossing Batman movie to date, and the 7th highest-grossing movie ever at its time of release. Mark Webb's The Amazing Spider-Man, which hit theaters on July 3rd, 2012, put up a strong fight, totaling $758.7 million at the global box office. However, Andrew Garfield's debut as Spider-Man simply couldn't live up to the popularity and anticipation for Nolan's third installment in his Dark Knight trilogy. In the years since, there have even been calls for Nolan to return to the Batman franchise. Wait, though this seems very unlikely, since Nolan always planned to only make a trilogy. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man has achieved his own success and has also been the subject of return speculation.
That's not your job.
The Dark Knight Rises won in July 2012. Number 6, Thor, Ragnarok, and Justice League. November 2017 marked the first time the Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC Extended Universe had gone head-to-head, as Thor, Ragnarok, and Justice League were released on November 3rd and 17 respectively. One would have thought that Justice League, which brought together Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg, for the first time on screen, would have performed better. However, it was Taika Waititi's directorial debut in the MCU that won the top spot, with Ragnarok grossing $855 million at the box office, making it the most successful Thor movie to date. In comparison, with its $300 million budget against Ragnarok's $180 million, Justice League only totaled $661.3 million at the box office. Behind-the-scenes shakeups during the production of Justice League could be blamed, including Zack Snyder's sudden departure, Joss Whedon's transformative reshoots, and abusive behavior allegations made by Cyborg actor Ray Fisher against Whedon, and DC Films executive Walter Hamada. Justice League was a major disappointment for Warner Brothers then. While Thor, Ragnarok completely revitalized Chris Hemsworth's God of Thunder, so it was an easy win. Thor, Ragnarok won in November 2017. Number 5, Aquaman, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The DCU's only win came in December 2018, at what some would argue was the height of superhero movie popularity, with projects such as Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, and Deadpool 2 storming the box office. However, when going up against Sony's animated spectacular, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, James Wan's Aquaman ruled the roost. While Aquaman was polarizing, it racked up $152 billion at the box office, blowing Into the Spider-Verse's $394 million out of the water. though the latter was made on a much smaller budget. Aquaman benefited from being released in the 2018 to 2019 window of superhero success and was marketed extremely well, which surely contributed to the movie's huge success. Jason Momoa's sophomore solo DCEU movie as Arthur Curry, 2023's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, didn't even see half its predecessor's success. Sony's Spider-Verse franchise, however, has gone from strength to strength, with a sequel crossing the $690 million mark and becoming Sony Animation's highest-grossing movie. Number 4. Avengers Endgame and Shazam. While April 2019's Shazam was a success story for the DCEU, it paled in comparison to the behemoth that is the MCU's Avengers Endgame. Released on April 26, 2019, Avengers Endgame marked the culmination of over a decade of storytelling in the MCU, with almost every actor reprising their superhero role for the last. Stand against the mad titan Thanos? It's no wonder Endgame totaled $299 billion at the box office, not only becoming the MCU's highest-grossing movie, but becoming the highest-grossing movie ever prior to Avatar's 2021 re-release. Granted, Shazam was made on a far smaller budget than Avengers Endgame, but its $367 million box office total seems insignificant when compared to the MCU's penultimate Infinity Saga movie. Even so, Shazam received a positive reception and was considered a success for Warner Brothers. But this prompted a lackluster sequel to enter development. Conversely, Avengers Endgame is still widely considered the peak of the MCU, though the upcoming Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars have the potential to match and even beat their predecessor's success. Avengers Endgame won in April 2019.
Whatever it takes.
Number 3. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And The Flash? While Aquaman might have bested Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in December 2018, the latter's sequel won the top spot when going up against The Flash. In June 2023, after the success of the original 2018 movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was highly anticipated, which helped to bolster its box office total to a strong $690.8 million, making it Sony's highest-grossing animated movie. The Flash, on the other hand, became one of the biggest box office bombs in history, totaling only $201.4 million on a budget between $200 and $2 to $20 million. The Flash's monumental flop was attributed to legal troubles surrounding lead actor Ezra Miller, the fact that new DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn had already revealed plans to reboot DC's live-action franchise, and the disappointing DCEU releases in the months prior. The 5-year gap between Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse had the opposite effect. However, as audiences couldn't wait to see Miles Morales back in action, Sony's Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse will end the trilogy, but surely won't be the end for Miles Morales' Spider-Man. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse won in June 2023. Number 2. Venom: The Last Dance and Joker: Folie à Deux. In recent years, there has been a noticeable shift in audience attitudes towards superhero movies, and this could have contributed to neither Venom: The Last Dance nor Joker: Folie à Deux performing massively well at the box office. The Last Dance marked a small success for Sony's Spider-Man universe, totaling $479 million on a budget of $120 million. But this did nothing to stop the ultimate demise of the SSU, following Kraven the Hunter's disappointing release last December. The Last Dance still won the day in October 2024. However, as Joker, Folie à Deux's performance was even more dire. On a budget of $200 million, considerably more than its billion-dollar predecessor from 2019, Todd Phillips' Joker: Folie à Deux only earned $275 million worldwide. The response to Folie à Deux was mixed, with its indie style and subversive storyline polarizing fans of the titular DC Comics supervillain. Venom: The Last Dance bid a fond farewell to Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote. At least, so wasn't such a sorry end for the character's arc. Even so, it seems neither Venom: The Last Dance nor Joker: Folie à Deux will be getting direct sequels. Venom: The Last Dance won in October 2024. In July 2025, Marvel and DC will see the release of major films, with DC's Superman arriving on July 11th, and Marvel's The Fantastic Four: First Steps following on July 25th. Directed by James Gunn, Superman stars David Corenswet as an already established Clark Kent working at the Daily Planet. This film sets the tone for the rebooted DC Universe, featuring cameos from iconic heroes like Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific Batman, and Wonder Woman. Similarly, Matt Shakman's The Fantastic Four: First Steps aims to fix past mistakes by 20th Century Fox, fitting perfectly within the MCU's multiverse saga and sticking closely to the original comics. The initial trailers for both films have generated excitement. The simultaneous release of these movies offers a unique opportunity to compare their new directions. While it's uncertain which will come out on top, fans eagerly anticipate this showdown between Marvel and DC in July. Whether you're Team Superman or Team Fantastic Four, one thing's clear: 2025 is going to be a year to remember for superhero movies. Don't forget to like, subscribe,